introduce.
Welcome everyone. We're getting started here on Live from the Hive.
And we're live. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the DC Buzz Live from the Hive Audio Series. We have a really cool new installment, one that has been very close to my heart. I wanted to do for a long time. My name is Andrew Raut. I am the course director for Introduction to Post-Production. This buzz we're going to have tonight is very special for a couple reasons. The buzzes that you have seen from the audio series previously have been in our podcast room. Well, we thought as a team it would be really cool to go on location. We are going to be exploring the cool, crazy world of sound effects recording. And what better place to do this buzz would be from one of the crown jewels of the school, the Full Sail dub stage. As you can see, this is where we actually mix movies. But to be perfectly honest, that's not really the coolest part. I get to do this buzz with a very special individual, a colleague of mine I've known for a long time. I have taught with him shoulder to shoulder. We have worked on movies together. It's been an honor and a privilege to have supplied sounds for his company, Blackguard Sound, and he can tell you a little bit more about that later. But I want to welcome Jason Strawley to the buzz. And so Jason is a world-class sound recordist. And not just that, he's a world traveler too. And he's gone to some of the most amazing places, just documenting and recording the natural world around us. So welcome, Jason. How you doing?
Doing great. Yeah, happy to talk about sound effects, which is basically the best thing possible.
Best thing ever.
Yeah.
So we've known each other for a long time, taught together. How did you come to recording sounds?
Well, I've always been really interested in sound, even when I was a little kid, little toy recorders and the Casio keyboards that you could record your voice into and
really?
sample it and play it all up and down the keyboard. But it really started when I was 13. I got a mini disc 8-track recorder.
No way, really?
And most people probably won't remember mini disc. It was like a little micro CD with really bad compression on it.
Yeah.
It sounded terrible. But I bought an 8-track mini disc recorder to record all the local metal bands at my middle school, including my band. And then I realized that I really loved recording from that moment on. So never looked back from the time I bought that thing when I was 13 until now, almost 30 years later. Just never changed my mind about that. So early on, realized that I could use that thing to record stuff other than bands. So I was hauling around this big old 8-track recorder. I remember in college, brought that thing around and lowered a microphone down into a sewer drain for a film project. And that kind of got me hooked on field recording. So kind of recording outside the studio, especially when it comes to the natural world. Really loved being outside. So the ability to combine my love for recording with being outside was a huge inspiration. So fast forward to when I started working here at Full Sail with Andy here, back in the days of sound for film, when we were on campus. And really started getting more into the technical side of it then, because we had this great inventory of equipment, so I could kind of demo some stuff here and hear what a really nice microphone is supposed to sound like, and what a really nice preamp is supposed to sound like, and just get that sort of experience to kind of level up. And then, with your help and a few other people's help, like Colin, who used to work with us, really just took off from there.
I think what did it for me was when we were teaching labs together, we had this really cool sound effects recording lab where we took the students out with a field recorder and a mic, and we went around the school and we just found really cool things to record. We might be out on the back lot and we would record the palm fronds blowing in the wind, or we would come back into the sound stage and we would have this garbage can lid. And I remember how we would get that microphone down on the ground and we would scrape the garbage can lid and do all sorts of really cool stuff. So, then I got into helping Colin do some libraries, and it just really went from there.
Yeah, and a huge part for me has also been getting into audio post-production, like working in a dub stage like this, like editing sounds and using sounds from libraries and really realizing what was missing from the library.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a big thing for me was I always wanted natural recordings that didn't have any noise pollution from humans in it. So no traffic, no airplanes, no car alarms, things of that nature. And I just couldn't really find it.
Yeah.
So that was a major factor, was kind of getting into editing and then realizing what are the shortcomings with the sounds that are on the market, and trying to develop new ones. So that was another huge factor in like kind of developing to where it is now.
And for me, when I'd be working on projects, I would get so frustrated. I'd be poring over libraries and, I'd see this long list of sounds and I'd have to audition them and, and really, again, not finding what I wanted. And I realized it would just be easier if for instance, if there's a phone where the receiver, hits the phone when they hang up, it'd be much easier for me just to record that than to go through a cajillion ones. So it's pretty cool how we came to becoming sound recordists, and on the bigger projects we get to create custom sound libraries for the movie. So so you've been a world traveler. You're going on yet another trip tomorrow. You're flying out tomorrow. Where are you going?
Right. Southwest France. Yeah, Pyrenees Mountains.
So what are you going to be recording out there?
It'll be a surprise. Done very little research on this one. I don't know what's out there.
So you're going to go, you're going to take your mic and you're just going to record.
Yeah, it's like have mic, will travel. Been to places all over the world, some well researched, others not so much, and always find something interesting to record. Yeah, I mostly want funny sounding sirens. They have the different ambulance sirens there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the Euro sirens.
Yeah, so that's priority number one. Anything else is just gravy.
Right. Well, why don't we move on? We're going to go down to the front. We're going to talk about a few tools of the trade, some recorders, how you can kind of get started recording your own sound effects, and then we're just going to have fun. I brought just a ton of stuff, from junk metal to mixers to impact drivers, and we're just going to have fun recording. So, you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Through the magic of television, we are now at the foot of the dub stage.
That's right. All right. So here we go. We brought just a bunch of really fun stuff. But before we actually get started, you can actually start recording now, actually. You could simply start on your phone. Just go to the App Store and download just a simple audio recorder and just go to town. If you want to kick it up a bit, there are a number of wonderful hand recorders out there by Zoom and Tascam. These are very familiar, okay? But when we're outside, not inside, but outside, it's important we take wind protection wherever we go, okay, if we're going outside. And this little furry thing is what we refer to as a softie. And, you can see, if you can see the microphones up here, this simply just goes right over the top, and we can go outside and we won't get all that sound from wind. Okay. Another thing, you will be eventually getting a camera package, a really amazing Sony camera, which will come with a shotgun mic that you can take off and use as a microphone to record, and you can actually use your camera as the recording device. So there are a lot of really cool ways that you can get started. And one of the things being here, we have a lot of great resources for sounds, but let's face it, there isn't anything as cool as actually recording your own sounds and building your own library. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got over 500,000 files in my personal sound library, and every project I work on, there's still something that needs to be recorded. It's just never ending. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I don't know, Jason, why don't you pick something? What do you want to record? What do you want to start with?
Oh boy. Let's do something loud and obnoxious to kick things off. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking maybe
The impact driver?
Yeah, the impact driver could be cool.
Okay. Now, just so you know, anything in your house is fair game to record, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Lots of mundane, everyday stuff happens in movies and TV shows and video games all the time.
All the time. But what is also really cool, we will spot, and you've gone through my course, you understand what it means to spot a film. Well, we can record an effect, you know, it could be, you know, whatever we see on the screen, we record the effect to go with that, but also we just record stuff as source material, because what is really cool is that we'll take a sound and we'll bring it into an editor, or you'll run the sounds through your Euro rack and process the daylights out of them. And that's when it gets really cool. So why don't we just
Yeah, just case in point, I've used like an electric drill motor like that, and kind of changed the pitch up and down and made a spaceship engine out of it.
Was that one that I supplied?
I think it was. Yeah.
So, okay, so what you're going to see us do, we're just going to play, we're going to make sounds, but I want you to focus in on the performance. So check this out. So we'll do some blasts. We'll hold it a little longer. Some quick blasts. Or we might change the pitch. Check this out.
I like that low speed.
You like that?
It's kind of got a cool. I'm also kind of attracted to the chunkiness of the initial. It's really hard to get it to do it, but that mechanical, that right there.
Oh, you were doing something where you were holding onto this and then trying to.
Oh, well, yeah, but I did it with a piece of metal, so I didn't smash my fingers like that.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah, let's get a little piece of metal out of the bucket. One of the smaller ones. It's not too ringy.
Like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, show me what you were doing.
So to kind of get that,
Yeah.
you know, sort of almost like the thing they use for the bolts in the tires. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not a car guy, but
like the pit crew?
yeah, like a NASCAR pit crew. You got that.
Yeah. That's cool.
So another, you could just get weird with it too. Like if you are going to be doing something for a spaceship, you know, you might try to do sort of like a lightsaber effect. Back up.
Oh,
this is going to be dangerous. So like kind of like a Doppler effect thing. Like I don't know how that sounds on the mic, but
Please don't hit your mic.
so you could. It's just getting experimental. You know, perform whatever your prop is in ways that are maybe unexpected, because you never know what you're going to be able to make with it eventually. Right. So I don't think there's really such a thing as a bad recording. There's bad technical execution, but in terms of like the different performances and stuff, they're all useful. All right, what else we got?
Oh my gosh. Oh, one thing, for instance, here's, let's see, here's an egg beater. One of the things I do before I start recording it, I just kind of check it out. I'll maybe hit it. I might listen to where the majority of the sound is coming from.
Yeah, is it at the end, the spinny things at the end, or is
Right.
it the handle that you're turning?
Right,
The
because
gear on that?
yeah, the gears, if you can see them, the gears have a different sound than the actual beaters. So check this out. We're gonna record from the beaters first. Alan, are we getting good level, good sound? Good? Sounding great. Okay, let's record the gears. So one thing you'll realize that there are sounds that are really loud and obnoxious, and then there's some sounds that are very delicate that sometimes you'll need to get closer to the mic. So let's see. How's that, Alan? Does it?
So another thing that I think is really fascinating is like physical interactions and maybe even kind of unexpected ones. Like there's like a playing card
Oh,
just sitting here.
Okay.
So it's like we have these two totally unrelated things, but how can we combine them to make something even cooler? Well,
Okay, so we're going to do this, and then I want to see if you can, if it brings up an image in your mind. Ready?
ready.
That sounds good.
All right, now let's speed it up. So that's kind of cool because it's interacting with something else and creating an entirely new sound
Yep.
that wouldn't be possible on its own. So that's another thing. Like consider your materials. What is something made of? Metal, wood, paper, plastic. All of these things resonate differently. They all have kind of different mass to them. They're going to interact with each other in different ways. Like if we found a piece of metal and stuck it in there, that's obviously going to be a very different effect
Well, let's do it.
than if we put a playing card
I never
in.
used that at home. Oh, check it out, guys. So I just went around. The house in the yard and just grabbed just a bunch of metal just for this Zoom. So here's
I love that Andy just has metal laying around his yard.
yes. Okay, this is a little thinner than some of the big pieces, so I never use that. So I don't think my wife will care. Let's get ready.
Oh, see, the metal might be too restrictive. So this is experimenting here. Yeah, I think the metal's just kind of getting it caught. I guess we'd have to
Here.
get it just right. There we go. Yeah, so what could that be used for? I don't know off the top of my head, but you know, sometime like I'll be just messing around with my sounds and speeding them up and slowing them down and playing them backwards.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you really start to hear something unique that you might not have ever thought of.
Right.
So that's a common sound designer's practice is there's literally in most sound effects software, there's a random button and it'll just play random sounds and it'll randomly play them backwards or forwards or sped up or slow down. And it's just to get your ears kind of hearing things differently in unexpected ways. So
Now back to that question about that image. This conjured up for me, you know, when we were little and we had our bikes, we would take a playing card with a clothespin and put it on the front fork, and it would, you know, the spokes of the bike would give that sound.
yeah, you're kind of giving me some remembered trauma. If anyone's ever played Magic the Gathering, I've put thousands of dollars of Magic cards in the spokes of my bike that I didn't realize were worth anything.
Oh no.
Yeah, so a youth squandered.
Okay, here's one. This is really cool. This is an old Kodak Cine Model 60 8mm movie camera. Okay.
Camera?
Yes,
The sound class. What are you talking about?
but we're gonna record it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this relic, antique, well, actually, a shout out to Mike. Mike is probably coveting this for his museum, but you know what? You can't have it.
I own one.
Oh, okay. But do you own one with interchangeable lenses?
No.
I do. So this this has a number of sounds. You have the switch that turns on once you wind it up. You have that sound. So we could, if we were doing what we would kind of refer to as a workup, where we would take something like this and we would think about, explore all the sounds that it could make. We definitely go with this. Now that's one of those more delicate sounds. Okay, and then there's what? The winding. Check this out. Oh, I gave it away. Oh man. You got the winding sound. Okay, now here's the payoff. Ready? You want to do it? Oh, come on.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know how to work a camera. I'm just a sound guy. But here we go. Oh. I don't know. It's cool, but it's kind of muffled. Is there a way to like disassemble this thing to
There
get
is.
up in there a little bit more?
We would have to be able to open it to put some film in it. Now what we'll do.
Now, film is this thing that we used to put inside cameras.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So this is going to give a different sound.
Yeah, so by
Ooh.
removing the cover, I'm hoping we can not only get closer, but we're going to hear more of the high frequencies that are getting dampened by the cover being in the way.
Right. And we will probably hear more of the winding sound. Let's see. Now check this out. Ready? I can already hear more. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, you're probably thinking, well, chances are we're probably not going to see this as a prop in a movie, but we could use that and find a good point where we don't start hearing it pitch down from it just needing to rewind it. We might take that, get a good loop, and then pitch it way, way down.
Oh, yeah, maybe some sort of evil factory machinery or
yeah.
something like that.
So let's see here. You want to do this one? You were fascinated by this one today.
Oh, yeah. So we have our little toy UFO that's got like a gyroscope inside of it. And I was just really interested with not only the sound of the motor, but just kind of like the way it moves.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we activate this thing? There we go. So you get that kind of cool acceleration while it speeds up. So let's hear that one more time.
I think you have to hit it on the table. What happens if you just put it so you know? Does that open up the sound any?
It's added some vibrations for sure. So now it's kind of got me wondering, it is a spaceship, what if we gave it some movement? And so what if we did, now this would, of course, we're not in stereo right now, we're recording in mono, but if this was in stereo, this would be a much cooler effect. So let's kind of just do like a flyby with it. Yeah, so maybe we're getting a little bit of a shift there, but if it was in stereo, we'd really hear that left to right and right to left movement, and it could kind of be like an element of what we call like a by, so a sound that's going by the microphone.
Right. Nice. Oh, let's see. What's next? What do we want to do?
Let's do something with our bucket
Our
of scrap
bucket
metal.
of scrap
You went to
metal?
all the trouble of getting all
I
the scrap
know.
metal out of
All
your
right.
yard.
Do we want to do the pour it out on the ground?
Well, let's see. We're on carpet, so it's not as cool as if it was like concrete or something. That would be really loud and awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Let's, what I like is this chain. I'm kind of
Oh, you
curious
wanna-
about how this chain might
Oh.
be able to get in the mix here.
Okay, so, all right. Ooh.
Positioning the mic. If you're hearing rumbling on the microphone, that's why. Here, come on in a little bit. There we go.
All right. Got that, Randy?
That's kind of cool. Metal rubble. You know, you could maybe if there was like a building got destroyed or something, and you needed just an extra little, layer of flavoring in there to kind of sweeten it up a little bit.
Oh, that'd be really cool. So you like the chain. All right. So
Oh, that's a good heavy piece of chain too.
a couple of them here. So what do you want to do with it?
Well, your first thought might be to like kind of jingle it. I think it's a little maybe too heavy to get a really good jingle out of it. I'm kind of thinking more of like getting it moving against other stuff. So again, kind of materials interacting, which is
Okay.
kind of cool. Here, so why don't we hand me that piece of metal there. And let's move this out of the way. Let's,
Oh, you want to do the
yeah, so I'll
Dragging it
I'll hold
across?
this here and you can kind of drag it across.
okay.
See if that gets us anything good.
Again, one of the things I want you to kind of think about is the performance. So we don't just do one pass and then that's it. We'll go, ready? We might do it at a slower tempo. Maybe a faster one. And anywhere in between, we might do some short.
So let's do, we were playing around with this a little bit earlier. It got a neat effect. So let's kind of play off of that idea a little bit more, but we have this metal has a hole in it.
Right.
And we can kind of maybe use this bucket as like a resonator to almost kind of amplify the sound a little bit more.
So we want to drop it in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's already way better to my ear. Like that sounds like siege weaponry or a drawbridge or
Right.
something.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, so imagine the enemy army is approaching the gates of the castle and they need to pull up the drawbridge.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, or like a big catapult or something like that. And again, you could play with that. You could slow that down and make it even bigger. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's really
One
nice.
of the things, we're going to probably do a metal session at some point because in the course of my son renovating a boat, a John boat, we pulled out this big, it had to be at least 3 feet wide by 6 feet, that stamped patterned aluminum.
Oh, like where'd that other piece? Is it like this material?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. If you can see the pattern in that, imagine this 3 foot by 6 foot piece. One of the things we were thinking about is there are a number of types of microphones we use, from contact mics to hydrophones. But I was thinking to get like a massager and suspending this, put contact mics on it, and use the massager to start exciting and vibrating it. And then my neighbors were renovating a house and they were pulling out a chain link fence. And this is when you said to me, boy, that's some thinking out of the box. So I got this fence post and I was thinking, how cool would it be to put a Bluetooth speaker on the end of this like 4 foot piece of galvanized pipe and then just play stuff through it and see what the resonance of the pipe did to what we were pumping through it. So
Dude, I'm the weirdo. I go to Home Depot and like pick up everything and put it to my ear and listen to the world through it, or I walk around and bang on everything in the store. So it drives my wife crazy, but I have fun with it.
let's see, we're gonna try to,
I don't know. Let's see if we can get like a gong going. We have these, a rubber mallet and some sort of like, a marimba mallet. So let's see what gets this thing going here. So again, just like exciting, getting some vibration going, you get some really cool effects. But let's see. Ooh, that's loud. that probably clipped. I'll hit it a little more gently this time. It's kind of got a musical element to it. It's kind of pretty. Let's try the other mallet and see what it does.
not too
A little bit of a deeper bong in there. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a bigger surface, so it got a little bit of a deeper element.
I don't know, is there anything else in here you want to? I don't want to empty this, I'll get the carpet all dirty. But you guys get the idea. Anything is fair game when it comes to making sounds. Even like, oh, that's cool.
I've been curious about this. Just interrupting the dialogue completely by just.
My wife keeps threatening to donate that.
So this is like a wind chime.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy duty. Like it's heavy. This thing is like, I don't know, what, 7 pounds?
What do you want to do? Hit
Yeah, let's hit it and see what it does. Oh wait, we should probably fix the mic though. You got it. Come up on this just a little bit. Sorry if you're getting any handling noise. Here we go. Let's go for the soft mallet. Oh,
the clunk. Hold on.
little bit
Try
of
that.
That's much prettier than the other piece. You could almost use this as a musical instrument if you played with it. Oh, that's nice.
I like that. Or you can hit metal on metal. Oh, here you go. It's a baby hammer.
For sound effects use only.
Right.
Don't attempt to fix your house with this hammer. It's not going to cut it. Ooh, that's
Like
almost like an anvil, like a blacksmith.
Oh, yeah.
That's really getting the room going too. You can't see this room, but it's very acoustically treated. It's very what we call dead. There's not a lot of echo or reverberation in here. But a sound like that really got it moving. I could actually hear the room in a way that I don't usually.
Let's play with the bowl and some of these BBs. So, you want to play it?
Got to get it suspended.
More metal. Now, I bet you if we poured water in that, it would give some really cool.
Oh, that pitch wobble. When you
Right. All right, let's play. I did this earlier today, just playing around, and Alan said it sounded like his dishwasher. All right, so one.
Let's start with one. See what that does.
Sure. You want to swirl it?
Okay, so one metal BB in a metal bowl. Get it going. Really got some momentum on it. So that does bring up an idea or a thought that I like to always say with sound effects recording. Let the sound finish. Like even if that seems like it went on forever, like you never know, like if an editor is using that sound, how much of it do they need? And maybe that's the element they're looking for, is like right as it started to slow down and it's losing that momentum, it's like the pitch is changing and the speed is changing at the same time. And that you could use that as a layer of maybe some, like a robot turning off. You know, if you had a robot and you shut it down, you might need just that little piece at the end to really sell the fact that it's getting turned off.
One thing I heard is that, you know, we only have one of these BBs in here, but depending on how you hold the bowl, where you're not pinching off the resonance, you can do the same motions. We could here adjust the mic so we can.
Tilt it down.
Yeah, I want to tilt it. That's the front, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now instead of we were miking from the front of the bowl before, let's put a couple more in and have the mic pick up more of what's inside. You can hear more of the add a few more.
It's subtly different, but it might just be that extra little bit of texture that somebody's looking for in their sound. So.
And again, you can use this at pitch and speed, or you could take this and again slow it down, pitch it down, and it could create just a really kind of futuristic or space kind of underpinning.
Yeah, if you were just on a spaceship and everybody's in hypersleep and you just need something humming away in the background.
Right,
it's
absolutely.
Perfect.
Let's see. How are we doing on time? 7:41. Let's find one more thing to play with. Oh, you want to just do the whip thing? You were playing with that all day.
It doesn't get any easier than this. Like everybody has just a piece of string in their house. You know, but this piece of string could sound really, really cool. Let's see if we can get a good whoosh out of it or a good whip.
That sounded good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It really cuts through the air.
Yeah.
You know, you could use that for maybe like a ninja, like spinning nunchucks around.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it one more time.
I'm not going to do it because it would be very dangerous, but another interesting thing, don't try this at home, kids. You could take like a weight and attach it to the end and then kind of twist it around and tie it on there, and that'll make an even heavier sort of whoosh.
Okay.
But I've hurt myself doing that. So
I want to do one thing. I've been threatening and playing with this all day. So I stole my son's hand mixer because we like to record motors. I don't think you can have enough motors, right?
it's a key component of any library is
Oh,
a
yeah.
bunch of motor sounds.
So we're going to do a couple things here. I just want you, here's the mixer without the attachment. Let's listen to the motor sound at different speeds. Now what I'll do is I'll listen to it and see where the sound's coming from. Kind of more in there, which is where the majority, where the motor is.
I really like that lower speed. It really has a sci-fi element to it.
Now check this out. When we do this, listen to it now. Hear the oscillation in there?
Yeah. Oh, I'm imagining like a futuristic door, a really heavy door rising up, and then combine it with a bunch of the metal sound.
Layers, people, layers. We're talking layers here. Okay, one last thing. Okay, I got to do it.
I gotta play with these.
Oh, yeah.
Too fun.
Okay, here we go. The obligatory water in, pouring in a cup. All right, so we'll try not to get his, what, $3,000 microphone wet.
If anyone's curious, it's a Sanken 100K, which is a very special sound effects mic because it records high frequencies way above what humans can hear, and it's specifically meant for sound design. But yes,
So how would we
it
use
is
that,
expensive. So this means when you do slow those sounds down, like we've been talking about this whole time, you don't lose any sound quality.
Right.
It still maintains its full, range of frequencies.
Right.
They just get lowered.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold this down here. So slowly drop it into the water and let's see what it sounds like.
High speed.
Oops. All right,
I'm making a mess. If you're not making a mess, you're not doing it right.
that's true.
We should have brought a watermelon. We could have just completely ruined this beautiful room. It'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
On camera for the world to see.
Okay, we've shown you a lot here. It's really the techniques. I mean the microphones and stuff. Okay, you want the best quality microphone, but really look for things just around. I keep coming back to the house because that's where I found all this stuff. I said, oh, this makes a cool sound. And, I just put it in, I collected it in a big box and I thought, okay, I'm going to record this. Probably I'll record it for you. And then you've seen us when we record, we don't just make one sound. We really explore the sounds that this thing can make, And, sometimes we'll try stuff and it doesn't work at all. It sounds horrible. But other times, the more we experiment, we think, oh man, that sounds really good. Like when we were hitting the metal, we hit it with different mallets and it came up with a totally different sound. So at this point, let's open it up for Q&A. So Jessica, Timmy from Utah wants to know.
Timmy from Utah wants to know, can the students record this with their camera package?
Absolutely, they can. The camera you will be getting has a shotgun mic that you can literally just take off the camera. So it gives you, it gives you all the flexibility that we would have with our handheld or a microphone stand. And then if you got yourself a longer mic cable, you just, use your camera as the record device.
And it's really cool that you get a shotgun microphone because in case you don't know how the shotgun mic works, it only picks up in a very narrow pattern. So basically where you're aiming it and you're not going to get a lot of background noise. So you don't even need to be in a perfect environment because it's not going to pick up so much of what's around you. It's going to be very focused.
They get a 25-foot cable.
Oh, they do get a 25? Excellent. So yeah, when you get your package, you're set to record. In fact, I think, as I said before, it's really cool to grow these techniques because you might be in a situation where you can't find those sounds. But if you take into consideration what you're looking at on screen and try to break it down, you can rebuild that sound with all of these things that we have on the table. You might have to layer up, 2 or 3 sounds or 4. I did that thing for that tire puncture sound for you that was layered up with all sorts of stuff. I would use a basketball bouncing, and so in a air release from a compressor, as the air left the tire. So what is really cool, and we encourage you to do this. Libraries are cool, and we record for them, and they're very, very valuable. But developing these skills to record this stuff and really tune your ear sonically it's awesome.
Yeah, your creativity is more important than the physical tools. So yeah, using your camera, using the shotgun mic that comes with that camera, it's really what's up here that is going to make the difference.
Absolutely. Any more questions?
We do. We have a question about, is shaking a sheet of tin still good for thunder?
I think for a cartoon, absolutely. In fact, I was making anime sounds and needed anime thunder, and that was the root element. It was a piece of sheet metal being wobbled. It was processed through a synthesizer and some other tools. But yeah, I think for any sort of cartoon anime type environment, totally. Yeah,
Right.
I think like a modern audience on something that's more realistic probably wouldn't buy it like they would back in the 30s.
Right.
But those old school sounds from those old like Warner Brothers and stuff like that, that's really the foundation of everything.
Right.
So they were working with the tools they had. They couldn't go out and record thunder. The field recording equipment wasn't portable back then. So how could they get an approximation of that in a studio where the equipment was?
Now, we've talked a lot about pitching down sounds. Now, taking that sheet of tin and recording it like with a really good mic at a really high sample rate, you can use that and layer it in. It's not like you're going to use this sound as just naked thunder.
Yeah.
You're going to take it and you might layer it in with some rain. Because sometimes it's hard when you are reviewing these ambiances and you're looking for, you see in the description, rain with thunder. Okay, well, I get my rain sound, but I can't control the thunder. What if I wanted the thunder a little bit more up in the mix? Well, I can just take that, drop it in, and layer it up in the mix. But we can give it a little more oomph by pitching it down. So yes.
Totally. Good question.
We have another really good question. What are some items that you suggest or recommend not using to create sound?
Oh boy, not using. I don't know. I mean, don't do anything dangerous.
Right.
But really, I mean, the sky's the limit. Yeah, I just, you'll hear something and it might not be like flattering or super appealing as a sound, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of anything that would be like a no-go.
Yeah, and as long as you're not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
In the process of getting sounds, we kind of joke about, when we do the gruesome, stabbing sounds, it's just like no human was stabbed to get this sound. I was doing a very intense simulation project here in town, and I had to come up with some very grisly sounds and I had to find some creative ways of making those sounds. It was pretty it's pretty gross.
Creative.
Creative.
I mean,
yeah.
from like a logistical perspective, like just in my experience, what has been very difficult to record, wildlife, trying to get a wildlife recording is like the worst. It's like imagine you're like a big game hunter and a client hires you to go to Africa to shoot a lion. I don't even know if that's legal and definitely a bad idea, but you can't guarantee that client with certainty that you're going to bag them a lion.
Right.
And it's the same thing when you're trying to record an animal. Like nature it's going to not perform. It's not going to cooperate. The animals will be crazy loud until you pull out your microphone and then total silence.
Well, you were out the other day trying to record some gator mating
This
sounds.
happened to me like 10 days ago. Yeah, I went out to where there's a lot of alligators this place called Orlando Wetlands. If anybody's local, definitely go check it out. Lots of alligators, very close access. I mean, you know, closer than me to the camera. And it's supposed to be alligator mating season where they're bellowing and making these mating displays. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bring my, you know, fancy high frequency microphone out there and really get this alligator. I stood there for an hour, me to the camera, waiting for this gator to do anything. It just slept. So,
Please do
you know, I
something.
drove an hour out there, hauled all the stuff out. It was hot. It was, you know, and so I went and found some birds to record. So I got some red-winged blackbirds and some boat-tailed grackles and I think an osprey doing some cool stuff. But no alligator sounds, unfortunately. That was the point of the trip. Yeah, so sometimes with wildlife recording, you're going to come up empty. So that's one thing. If you're interested in that aspect of it, just be prepared to be super patient and to work really hard to get even a little bit of something.
I'm gonna ask you a question it's related to what we've been talking about, but not to this Zoom. We have what are called drop rigs. Okay, now to go out and record nature, you know, okay, it's kind of cool getting back to nature and put your headphones on and get the microphones and just kind of chill out and stuff. But after a while, you want to go home. But there are certain areas where the action happens at night. You know, you get a lot of amazing sounds. So we have these drop rigs. So what's a drop rig?
So a drop rig is basically an unattended microphone. So the way I do it is I'll bring a portable recorder, very similar to this Zoom. I actually use a Zoom F3, which is the little square one for this particular job. And I'll mount the microphones, 2 of them, so we're going to a tree and just tape it onto the side of the tree, and then put in an extra big memory card and an extra big battery and record for as much as 72 hours uninterrupted. This is great because it gives your smell a chance to recede. The animals will kind of return to the area. And you set this thing up to record. You hope for the best. You hope it doesn't get eaten or stolen or trampled on or rained on or any of that stuff. And then you just let it roll. And then you don't really know what you get until you go back and analyze the recordings. So, but some of my best wildlife recordings ever have come from that. So lyrebirds in Australia, those are the birds that can mimic like any sound. Look it up. Look up lyrebird, Lyre, on YouTube. They can mimic anything. So I got this recording of this lyrebird had heard the sound of a person walking through water, like the splashing footsteps, and they were mimicking that sound to perfection, even though there was no water near the microphone. I got that on mic, which was really, really interesting. So it's a great technique. You do have to be prepared for your equipment to be destroyed. The last drop rig I did was at the same place where I was trying to record the alligators. And there was no rain in the forecast. We got 1.5 inches of rain, so everything got soaked. And then somewhere in the middle of the night, a river otter came along and you could hear it creep up and then sniffing on the mic. And then it grabbed the wind protection because it looks like, look at it. Looks like a furry little critter that an otter might want to eat. And it grabbed the wind protection and ran off with it. So now I've got one mic with wind protection, one mic with nothing. So I came the next day to pick up the equipment, and I found the wind protector like 30 feet away from the tree where I had left it, and it was covered in like otter snot. It was like completely gross. It was all matted. I had to like brush it and blow dry it and blush it. So that's how you clean these things up. You get a brush and you actually blow dry it. Very nearly lost the equipment. So you have to be prepared. Something like that could happen. So insurance is nice.
Take one last question. We're almost at 8.
So last question.
Last question is, what's the craziest thing you've used to create a sound effect?
Craziest thing.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, you have I did something where I opened up like 10 cans of peaches, to get that suction sound, coming out. We typically do, we use dog food or, for doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a really if we're talking about nasty sounds, one of the nastiest things I've ever heard was using this special microphone and just eating yogurt in front of it as sloppily as, but just take a whole big mouthful of yogurt and just really get as nasty with it as possible, and then really slow that down. That was really disgusting. We worked in a horror movie where there's this demonic entity and its face gets peeled off. And it was that yogurt chewing sound that we used for the peeling of the skin. And it was just, stomach churningly nasty. But that's kind of expected though. When you're doing gore sounds, that's kind of the path it's usually gonna go to like food, fruits, vegetables, mushy stuff like that. So that's not too unexpected. Let's see, maybe something unexpected.
Oh, I have one.
Yeah.
Dry ice. When you take a chunk of dry ice and drop it in water, it gives you the, Frankenstein, lab, boil, bubbling sound. But if you take an iron and you put the iron on the dry ice, it gives this really angry, aggressive, metal tearing, screeching sound, like let's say a boat is sinking, or let's say like the Titanic hits an iceberg, but then you hear all of the metal, just screaming and tearing. It gives us a really cool sound.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's a good unexpected one.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
All right.
It's
We
8.
made it to time.
Well, we did. Well, everyone, thank you for coming. It's been our pleasure to, share with you our world of creating sounds. We want to, encourage you just to go for it and just really have fun and develop your skills and get some really cool sounds, and who knows, we might turn you into a sound recordist. But
first jobs.
Right. So again, thank you for attending the DC Buzz live from the Hive audio series. Yes, I got it right this time. And stay tuned for part 2 of this new series on recording sounds. Next time, we're going to look at field recording. We'll talk about all the crazy locations and that we've been to record. So that's up next. I don't know when that's coming, but I don't know. Have a great evening.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good night.